You might be surprised to learn that PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, are all around us, from your fast food wrappers to your microwave popcorn bags. A 2019 study revealed that eating fast food or microwave popcorn can significantly increase your PFAS exposure. On the other hand, cooking at home and simply reheating food on a plate instead of its packaging can help reduce this risk. While it might seem like the minuscule levels found in tap water, just parts per trillion, are harmless, these chemicals build up in your body over time. That means even tiny daily exposures can add up and reach parts per billion in your blood. One major route of exposure is your drinking water, especially if you live near PFAS-producing factories, military bases, or airports. These areas often experience high contamination due to the use of firefighting foams, which contain PFAS to lower water's surface tension and create long-lasting foam. These foams seep into the soil and groundwater, leading to widespread contamination. Shockingly, we've now reached planetary saturation, meaning PFAS are even falling from the sky with rain. Yes, even on the remote Tibetan plateau. You can check PFAS contamination levels in your area using interactive maps available for the US, Europe, and Australia. Let's consider a real example. If your water source has about 37 parts per trillion of PFAS and you've been drinking it for around 10 years, your blood level could be as high as 6.85 parts per billion. This matches closely with test results from individuals living near contaminated areas. Until recently, drinking water in the US was largely unregulated when it came to PFAS. But in April 2024, the EPA finally stepped in, setting strict limits. Just 4 parts per trillion for PFOA and PFOS, and 10 parts per trillion for Gen X and PFHXS. These are extremely low thresholds, especially when you consider the legal limits for lead, 10,000 ppt, or cyanide, 200,000 ppt. If you're worried about PFAS in your tap water, investing in a PFAS-certified filter, like reverse osmosis, activated carbon, or ion exchange, can help. But really, this burden shouldn't fall on individuals. Companies need to stop pollution at the source. Some innovative companies like Purifinity are now designing special filtration materials that target PFAS using a mix of electrostatic, hydrophilic, and hydrophobic interactions. These filters can remove PFAS almost completely and last long enough to serve a household for an entire year. Still, risk levels vary by person. Lifestyle, diet, and location all influence your PFAS exposure. But in terms of overall health risks, experts say that stopping smoking, eating well, exercising, and sleeping enough should remain your top priorities. PFAS falls into the lower risk tier, unless you're pregnant, living near a contaminated site, or working as a firefighter. In fact, studies show that regular blood or plasma donation can lower PFAS levels significantly, up to 30% in a year. It's a bit ironic, but modern bloodletting may actually help in this case. Men typically have higher PFAS levels than women, at least until menopause, because menstruation, pregnancy, and breastfeeding allow women to excrete some of the chemical load. But this also means that fetuses and babies are at high risk, as PFAS passes through the placenta and breast milk. That's why pregnant individuals should be especially cautious. You might think PFAS are only a concern in drinking water, but the truth is they're embedded in countless everyday items. From waterproof jackets and stain-resistant carpets to dental floss, mascara, and even period underwear, PFAS are used to make products more durable, non-stick, and water-repellent. In the kitchen, they lurk in non-stick cookware, grease-resistant food packaging, and even some baking papers. In the bathroom, you might find them in shampoos, lotions, foundations, and sunscreens. Even your laundry detergents, cleaning sprays, and floor polishes may contain them. Most people have no idea that their efforts to stay clean and comfortable might also be exposing them to toxic chemicals. Unfortunately, there's no requirement for companies to list PFAS on product labels, especially in categories like cosmetics and textiles. That means you could be buying clean or eco-friendly products that still contain these forever chemicals. One way to reduce exposure is by looking for third-party certifications like Green Screen, EcoCert, or EWG Verified, which screen for toxic substances. Another good strategy is to buy less processed whole foods and avoid fast food packaging whenever possible. And when it comes to cooking, ditch the Teflon and go for cast iron, stainless steel, or ceramic cookware. What's more troubling is that once PFAS enter the environment, they don't just stay put. They cycle through air, water, soil, and living beings, creating a never-ending loop of contamination. Wastewater treatment plants, for example, can't effectively filter them out. As of now, there's no approved medical treatment to remove PFAS from the body, which is why prevention remains our best defense. We must balance eliminating PFAS in unnecessary areas like food packaging, cosmetics, and cleaning products, while continuing to use them responsibly in critical industries like medical devices, vaccines, and spacesuits. But more than anything, we need continued research. If governments cut funding to scientific agencies, we'll lose the ability to guide safe policy. So stay informed, not just about the risk, but also about the innovations that might save